I've always been drawn to the strange and unexplained, so when I heard rumors about an abandoned amusement park deep within the woods, my curiosity got the best of me. The park was called Whispering Woods Amusement Park, a place that had been forgotten by time and left to decay. The story said that it was cursed, that anyone who entered would never return the same. Ignoring the warnings of my friends, I decided to venture into the woods one misty afternoon, armed with nothing but a flashlight and my own stubborn determination. The trees seemed to close in around me as I trudged deeper into the forest, the silence broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves and the distant calls of birds. After what felt like hours of wandering, I stumbled upon an overgrown path that seemed to lead in the direction of the park. The air grew colder, and a sense of unease settled over me like a heavy blanket. The path was littered with fallen branches and twisted roots, making every step treacherous. Finally, I caught a glimpse of dilapidated structures through the trees, rusted Ferris wheels, crumbling ticket booths, and faded banners that flapped in the wind like ghosts of the past. The sight should have been nostalgic, but instead, it sent a chill down my spine. I pressed on, my heart pounding in my chest. As I ventured deeper into the park, the atmosphere grew more oppressive. The air was thick with an almost tangible tension, as if the very environment was trying to keep me out. I shone my flashlight into the darkness, revealing broken rides and shattered mirrors that seemed to reflect something other than my own image. A sudden creak made me whip around, my light revealing a decrepit carousel that was spinning slowly. But there was no wind, no logical explanation for its movement. The painted horses seemed to bob up and down to the tune of a melancholic melody that seemed to emanate from nowhere. My steps faltered as I approached the carousel, my heart hammering in my chest. Against my better judgment, I reached out to touch one of the horses, only for it to crumble to dust under my fingers. The music grew louder, an unsettling cacophony that seemed to echo in my very bones. I turned to flee, but the path I had taken was nowhere to be seen. Panic set in as I stumbled through the derelict park, each twisted path leading me deeper into the heart of the nightmare. The wind whispered unintelligible words, and the shadows seemed to writhe and twist with a life of their own. And then, I saw them. Figures, hunched and distorted, lurking in the corners of my vision. They moved in jerky, unnatural motions, their features obscured by darkness. I felt their gaze upon me, cold and unrelenting, and I knew that I was not alone in this accursed place. My flashlight flickered, casting the park into darkness for a split second. In that moment, a face appeared before me, pale and gaunt, with hollow eyes that seemed to pierce through my soul. The figure's lips twisted into a sinister smile, and I screamed, the sound echoing through the abandoned rides. I ran, my footsteps echoing off the cracked pavement, my heart a drumbeat of terror in my chest. But no matter how fast I ran, the park seemed to stretch endlessly, the path ahead never changing. The figures pursued me, their whispers intertwining with the dissonant melody that hung in the air. Just as I felt my strength wane, a blinding light pierced the darkness. A voice, distant but commanding, called my name. With a surge of hope, I sprinted toward the light, crashing through the underbrush until I burst from the tree line. I collapsed on the edge of the woods, gasping for breath, tears streaming down my face. The amusement park was nowhere in sight, as if it had been swallowed by the forest itself. The voice had saved me, but I couldn't shake the feeling that it had come from within the park, a siren's call meant to lure me back. To this day, I can still hear the whispers in the wind, and in my dreams, I'm haunted by the distorted figures and the eerie melody. I know now that some places are best left untouched, that there are secrets in the shadows that should never be uncovered. Whispering Woods. Amusement Park is one such place, a nightmare that I'll never escape.